The watertight seal between the sink and the countertop around the perimeter of our kitchen sink tub is gone, and water started leaking through the gap around the edge of the sink, causing moisture buildup, mold growth, and water started leaking on the floor, making the wood floor started bulging. In this video, I will walk through the easy steps to apply the silicone caulk sealing around the perimeter to avoid the water leak. Once you apply this will last for at least 2 to 4 years. So let's get started. These are the items that are required to complete the caulking process. A silicone caulk tube, hand squeezable tube, available in Home Depot or you can buy online through Amazon. Make sure to buy the small tubes, not the big hard tubes. If you buy the big tubes, it will be hard to squeeze using hand. You have to use the caulking gun, but it will be a bit harder. So better buy the tubes which are hand squeezable. And I will provide the link to this product below. And then we need a utility knife, cutting plier, screwdrivers, a scissor, and a poly foam caulk saver. Size is 3 by 8 inch foam caulk saver, which is available from Home Depot or online. You can buy it. Costs around $3. And then we need a cloth, a small waste cloth for cleaning purpose. The first step is make sure you turn off the hot and the cold water flows by turning the levers underneath. Then clean the sink and make sure no water traces and keep it dry. The next step is remove the old silicone caulk which is broken and dirty using utility knife or a screwdriver and a cutting plier. Use the utility knife and scrub the gap between the sink and the countertop to remove all the broken silicone pieces thoroughly. Make sure it is completely removed. Next step is take the 3 by 8 inch caulk saver foam beading and start filling the gap between the sink tub and the countertop. The size of the beading may vary for your sink, depends on the gap size. If the gap size is big, use the bigger diameter beading. Complete this step around the perimeter of the sink of the tub. Make sure to use the flat screwdriver to push up the countertop a bit if the foam beading is not going inside. Don't lift up too much. Very gentle push is enough to make sure the beading goes inside and sit inside tightly. Next step is take the silicone caulking tube and also a small piece of cloth waste for the cleaning purpose. Take a utility knife and cut the silicone cone tube tip so that the silicone paste flows out in a controlled way. Don't make the hole too big. It should be very small, maybe a 1 or maybe a 1 mm, so that it don't rush too much. Make sure it's under control. Depending upon the size of the cavity, you have to make sure it doesn't flow too much. Start applying the silicone paste between the sink and the countertop gap by slowly squeezing the tube and moving the hand in coordination. Don't squeeze too much or don't move too fast. Go slow in the beginning and you will understand. Make sure you have a glass of water ready, and once you are done applying the silicone paste, dip your finger in the water and slowly move your wet finger along the silicone paste that you just applied smoothly. Don't press too hard so that the silicone spreads and fills smoothly in the gap and looks a smoother finish. You will mess up in this step in the beginning, but then eventually you will learn how to press smoothly and move your wet finger slowly across the paste so that it becomes smooth finish. I have messed up many times, but don't worry. Keep waste cloth and water nearby so that you can clean it and try again, and you will learn it eventually. If you mess it, immediately clean it with a wet cloth, because if you leave it there, it gets hardened and difficult to remove it later. Make sure you clean it immediately so that you can reapply. Silicon caulk needs approximately 24 hours to cure completely. After the curing process is completed, they can be exposed to water and moisture. So make sure you give enough time to cure completely. Thank you.